2 or 3 weeks ago, a Vanishing Point clip came across my feed. And Vanishing Point is a 1970 or 71 cult classic about a guy who drives for hire, drives a Dodge Challenger from Salt Lake City to San Francisco. Part of it is filmed in the town of Goldfield, Nevada, and I'm going to talk about that first. My bro Cubby loves Vanishing Point, has never been to Goldfield. Him and I have talked about this. So Cub, this is kind of sort of for you, buddy, but anyone else of y'all that like history or Nevada or Vanishing Point or whatever, you may enjoy this too. So I jumped down the ADHD rabbit hole with this, so there you go. Now this next clip is a more modern dash cam, not mine, of somebody driving northbound on US 95 into Goldfield. On the right hand side, as you start getting into, well, what little there is a town, you're going to see the historic 1908, I think it's 1908, the courthouse on the right hand side of the street. And I'm going to talk about the courthouse here in just a second. So here's a clip through Goldfield.
Yeah, super soul, battering the stream of unconsciousness and bettering this label for the sake of good music to all you listeners out there. But I'm here on Sunday for the first time in my life, and for the first time this Cow radio station began. Not only to DJ and to do my own thing, but to tell you a good story. Now let's start at the beginning.
Now, kind of sort of on a sidetrack, this is the Esmeralda County Courthouse that was in Hawthorne and built in 1883, and Mineral County was formed in 1911, of which Hawthorne was the county seat. Used this building until 1970. It's my understanding, though I haven't seen it personally, that it still stands, is fenced off, and is a mess. So one Sunday, the plaintiff and I were out and about, and we were in Goldfield, and we kind of peeked in the courthouse, and a deputy came out, a sergeant, asked if he could help us, and I just told him. So, by God, he let us in, and he gave us a tour of the courthouse, the interior. They still have the original Tiffany Lamps from Tiffany, New York. So there's a lot of money around town when the courthouse was built and the mining was full bore. So here's a short clip of the inside of the courthouse. In 1908, there was a world-famous fight that was in Goldfield. It was the Gans-Nelson fight. I'm going to show a clip of the monument at the courthouse, though the actual fight was held out where the 1923 fire burned everything down, and this is where the monument is. Then I'm going to show a couple of pictures of the boxers, and I'll talk about them. The white guy is Oscar Nelson, who lost the fight because he low-blowed Joe Gans, as I understand it. Joe Gans is the black boxer, and Joe Gans was the first world champion black boxer of the 20th century. The fight, my mistake, it's in 1906, did go 42 rounds. The two fought twice in 1908, and they split. So it was a tremendously historical fight at the time. The next little clip is going to be of the Goldfield Hotel, the historic Goldfield Hotel in Goldfield, Nevada. Now I got to read my notes here. This one was built in 1907 to 1908. It was the site of two earlier Goldfield hotels. Both of them burned down. Now you got to remember, back in the day when everything was made of wood and there's no fire department and no fire hydrants, well, your town burned down. So there were 150 rooms. It had an elevator, which was one of, if not the first hotel west of the Mississippi to have an elevator. It was used until the end of World War II, excuse me, when the military was using it for housing for Air Force personnel, well, Air Corps personnel at the Tonopah Airfield. And there still is a Tonopah Air Base, which I'll probably talk about on another film. I need to see if I get my my memory chips back or not. I'm hoping so. My niece says she has them, so we'll talk about that. But the Goldfield Hotel has been sold for unpaid property taxes at sheriff's auction more than once, and a number of people have tried to restore it, renew it, whatever, to think that, you know, people are going to come and stay there, and I don't see it.
And today, in a beautiful gesture made by beautiful people, beautiful downtown Goldfield, this radio station was named Kowalski in honor of the last American hero.
Still a piano
to
back
whom
there.
speed means freedom of the soul. The question is not when he's gonna stop.
This last little 7-second clip was shot in rural Esmeralda County. This will wrap up the first of the two clips about Vanishing Point, and also the town of Goldfield and the history behind it. The next clip of the next video of these two will be a lot more of the driving out in the rural Nevada and Utah. There's a scene where they drive through Austin, Nevada, which is really cool. And so we'll talk about that in the second clip.
Who's that man over there?
Well, just like I was telling you, my truck shan't is getting any younger.